Hey guys, Viking 82 here, back to show up yet more plunder that I have acquired over the last little while. Finally starting to kind of catch up on everything. So I'm going to jump right into this nice little stack I've got here, starting with the stuff I received in my latest Metalhead box. Normally I would try to do an unboxing video for that, but it just wasn't in the cards here this time around. Things just kind of got in the way, but I will show off the music that I got in it, starting off with a cassette of an album that I have been after for a long time, and even the reissues of the CDs are really hard to come by, I've found, and that is Slaughter with Strapato. And if you are not familiar, they are a death thrash band out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They were active on and off between 1984 and 1995. This is their debut full-length album from 1987, and this is a special reissue exclusive to the Metalhead box, so you will not find this version in any distro. And these guys are really considered a very helping influence on the sound that would become death metal. And this comes on a nice red cassette here. So really looking forward to finally being able to listen to this properly instead of just on the YouTube. And then the CDs that I got, we have Disgust with Assimilate the Infection. And these guys are a brutal death metal band based out of the Cambridge, Ontario, Canada area. Been around since 2002. This is their third full-length album out on CD and Records in 2019, and I have listened to this one and the other CD I'm about to show, and this one's pretty decent. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'll have to give it a few more spins to really solidify an opinion on it, but this other one is definitely my favorite of the two, and I knew that right off the bat as soon as I got done with the first listen, and that is Sadistic Embodiment with Blood Spell. I thought couldn't read that for a second. But yeah, these guys are just a straight up death metal band out of the Edmonton, Alberta, Canada area. Been around since 2017. This is their debut full-length album out on CDN Records, put out just last year. And really thinking about doing a review for this because this is absolutely killer stuff, I have to say. Next up, got an order here from Desert Wastelands Productions. Been a little while since I ordered from them, and I got another cassette to show, and that is Demolition with their debut. This is their second demo, The Four Indestructible Tales of Decomposition. And comes on a one-sided tape here. Got the label. That side's blank. And of course, if you're not familiar with Demolition, you like death metal, then there's got to be something wrong here. But if you are not familiar, they are a technical death metal band from Finland, been around since 1990. As I said, this is their second demo that was independently released back in 1991. And there's not much information on this particular version, but this is most likely an unofficial, aka bootleg reissue of this cassette. But I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Sentenced with Shadows of Past. And these guys were a death metal band in the beginning. I know they definitely changed their sound towards the end of their career, but at this time they were playing just straight up death metal, based out of Finland. Been around since, well, they were around in 1989, and they are no more. I forget the exact year they actually called it quits, but this is their debut full-length album, originally released on Thrash Records back in 92. This reissue comes out on Cosmic Key Creations from 2017, and I have been after this for a while. It seemed like every place that was getting it in, by the time I would actually get around to trying to buy it, they were sold out. So I was really glad to see Desert Wastelands got some of these in, and really looking forward to giving this one a spin. Then we have Intolerance with Laments from the Dripstone Cave. This is a death metal band out of Spain, been around since 2015. This is their debut EP, put out through Life After Death just last year. Spun this once so far yesterday, and sounded pretty good, I have to say. Again, another one I'm going to have to really give it a few more listens before I can form a solid opinion on this, but what I've heard so far is really good. And the last one from there, I actually had a cassette of this, And it's another one of those cases where I just haven't had a chance to really listen to a lot of cassettes here lately. So when I got a chance to pick up the CD, I jumped on it. And that is Caustic with Caustic Death. And yeah, these guys are, excuse me, a crossover thrash metal band out of Oklahoma. Not real sure when these guys actually started. There was no info on the Metal Archives about that. But this is their debut EP, again, put out through Life After Death just last year. So yeah, listen to it already, and this is some pretty solid stuff, I have to say. Definitely, if you love crossover thrash, definitely go check these guys out. Next up, I got this one through Nameless Grave Records. This is Blasphemotory with Depths of the Obscurity. And I actually found out about this through a post in a CD collecting group that I am a part of on Facebook. And these guys are a heavy and just cavernous sounding death metal band out of the New Jersey area. Been around since 2018. This is their debut full-length album put out through Nuclear Winter Records in 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019. Really solid stuff. Definitely check these guys out. This is another one I just might do a review of at some point, but yeah. Next up, I actually just showed a split release these guys were a part of in my last video, and this is Oxalate with Infatuating Sickness. As I said in my last video, these guys are a death metal band out of the New Jersey and New York area. Been around since 2017. This is their debut EP put out through Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions, which is where I picked this up. And these guys are just fast and just dirty sounding death metal. Definitely worth checking out. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys have in store in the future. And lastly, we have Exul with their debut self-titled, put out through Caligari Records just last year. And this is a death metal band out of Tucson, Arizona. Been around since 2018. This is their actual debut EP, as I said, put out through Caligari just last year. Though the CD version of this actually did not come out until just here recently. There was some delays, and they finally got the CDs ready, so I went ahead and picked that up. And even though they're listed as just straight up death metal, they have a very heavy doom sound to them, and they just slow and heavy. It's just, this screams doom death to me. So definitely worth checking out. I've only listened to it a couple of times, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. If you love some really slow, heavy death metal, check out Exul. Alright, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Got a lot of reviews that I want to be doing here in the near future, and definitely some more plunder to show off that's slowly rolling in. So yeah, until next time, stay brutal.